And I'm Lisa Black.
And we want to thank you for watching today's segment. We have another phenomenal segment geared up for you today.
We do, and this will be our first time having someone on to talk about the physical body and keeping it in shape. So I'm really excited.
I am too. You know, we talk about spiritual things all the time, but we know that we're not just spirit. We also live in a body, a temple, so we need to preserve that as well. So we have a phenomenal trainer to come in and talk about that. She has a personal testimony to share.
Amazing.
To inspire you.
Yes.
Right? So we can't wait to get started with that.
But before we do, I know you have a joke for us today.
Of course, right? It wouldn't be I Live if I didn't have a joke for you, right? So here you go. What do you call sad coffee?
What do you call sad coffee?
Going once? Going twice? Time's up. Depresso. What do you call sad coffee? Depresso. Okay, I got another one because it's getting good, right? Okay, how about this? Why did the computer go to the doctor? Now that's easy. Why did the computer go to the doctor?
Why did the computer go to the doctor to get a checkup? No.
Well, yes, it did, but because it had a virus. Okay, now you know that's funny. Come on, like I said before, if you can do better than I can with my jokes, please email or text. We will definitely put you on
Please
air,
do.
okay? They said that I need some help. The production assistant said I need a lifeline. So I don't care what y'all say to do pretty much anything that really matters, and certainly taking care of our body is one of those. So we want to not delay today's segment, and we want to bring to Veronica Ramirez. We want to invite her onto the set today. She's got an amazing testimony. It's going to explain several different things about physical fitness. What's the difference between Pilates and yoga, and is it really working out? And she's going to make all that make sense. So Veronica.
Hello. Oh, good to see you. Thank you for.
You look amazing. Oh my goodness. Look at you. My goodness.
You have an amazing testimony and story that our audience would love, love, love to hear. So please, please, please tell us about this journey that you've been on for, I think, 6 years or 7 years now. Tell us about it.
Well, thank you so much for having me on this show. I'm really happy to be here, and just even being here, I think it's a miracle and a dream come true. Wow. So please forgive me if I get a little emotional. It's been a long, incredible journey. Yeah. And my journey started back in 2007. That was the breaking point of my life. I was about 50 pounds heavier than I am now.
No way. 50 pounds?
Wow.
Because you look like you're like a size 2, like a 0.
I know.
A size 3.
Seriously, really?
A size 3.
Thank you. It was back in 2007. I was suffering from severe anxiety and depression and relying on prescription drugs to keep me from losing control emotionally. I was on the verge of losing my marriage to my husband, the love of my life that I swore to be married to for the rest of my life. All I was doing was sleeping. I was emotionally disconnected to my husband and my daughter of 9 years old at the time. And I had pretty much given up on life. I thought to myself, there's really nothing else for me to do here. But my husband and I were having a conversation one time, and it was not leading to a very good place. My daughter came to the door, slipped a note underneath, and the note read, "Please do not get a divorce," because that's where our marriage was heading.
Oh.
And that was the breaking point. I felt someone grab me, shake me, slap me across the face, and tell me, you have got to make some changes in your life. You cannot continue living this way. You have to fight for your family. First of all, you have to fight for yourself. But at that moment, I wanted to fight for my family because I had pretty much given up on myself. So I said, whatever it is that I need to do, I got to fight for my family. So I started doing yoga. Yoga was really helpful in helping me deal with the anxiety and the depression, and lots of prayer, lots of meditation on the Word of God. And through just practice and getting a routine twice a week, eating smaller meals, more smaller meals throughout the day.
Okay.
It really helped me to get on track and started losing the weight. And little by little, I started weaning myself off of the medication, where doctors told me I had to be on medication probably for the rest of my life because of some of the traumas that I had experienced as a child.
Let me ask you this. So when you started, did you feel intimidated by maybe those who had been doing it? Did you feel like you want to give up, or I can't do this? Because I know sometimes we get excited over a new workout program, and after about 2 weeks, we're ready to quit. So what kept you going, and did you feel intimidated by those who have been in shape and look great? How did that make you feel, I guess? 2 questions in one.
Well, the first time I went to class, I was very intimidated. I had never done yoga before. I didn't know much about it. I had just heard it was good to help with anxiety and depression. And I went to the gym. My husband pretty much dragged me to the gym and said, honey, let's go try this yoga class. And so we went to the gym and we placed our mats in the back because I felt so insecure. We placed our mats in the back of the class, and 30 minutes into the class, I was so exhausted, mentally, emotionally, physically.
Wow.
I mean, everything. I was just so exhausted. I told myself, I can't do this anymore. This is one of the hardest things I've ever tried. I felt defeated. I felt embarrassed.
Sure.
I felt self-conscious because of the rest of the people that were in class. They seemed to be doing these types of,
right?
born doing it, exactly, be doing it with such ease. And here I am struggling. And so I rolled up my mat. I told my husband, I'm out of here. You can stay for the rest of the class if you want, but I'll wait for you outside. Wow. What brought me back is making a choice that I had control over my own life. And I was gonna take that step to take control over my own life. I knew I was in a really dark place, and I knew I didn't want to be there anymore. And so what kept me coming back is knowing that I was gonna do whatever it took to not go back to that dark place ever again. And I was gonna do whatever it took to fight for my physical health, to improve my life, to live the life that I wanted to live versus just existing here on earth, and to fight for my family because I wanted to show them that I can do this, and God is going to give me the strength to overcome whatever obstacles I'm going to face from this point on, because there were a lot of obstacles.
Wow. What is the difference between Pilates and yoga? And as you say, it's a challenging. And I hear some people say, oh, it's not really working out, or there's some misconceptions about what it actually is. So I've heard also that it strengthens the core. So help us understand what the difference, because you look amazing. So what does it benefit you?
Pilates and yoga are very similar. In the way that they're both very good to strengthen the core, strengthen the spine, and provide better posture.
Okay.
It's also good for relaxation.
Well, that's what I'm doing. Right. At least I can do that.
Better posture.
Yes, for better posture and stability, balance, flexibility. Pilates is more of an exercise regimen that focuses more on the abdominals and strengthening the muscles around the back to give you that lean, nice posture. And yoga is more meditation, stress relief, relaxation, but it also helps improve all systems of the body. And it's really good for flexibility, balance, stability, strengthening of your muscles. It's really good for your digestive system, for the nervous system. I mean, it's just an incredible, incredible practice. And I know a lot of people think that you can lose weight with yoga. Depending on the type of class that you attend, you can burn up to 400, 500 calories per class in 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I'm a living testimony. I lost about 50 pounds just practicing yoga.
That
and
is
of course,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, adjusting my eating habits as well.
Now, how often do you do? Do you do it, you said 2 or 3 times a week, or?
When I first started, I was doing yoga twice a week and walking every day about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
So a person at any level, weight, can start and be successful at it, I guess.
Yes.
Really. So
Yes.
you started and you were 50 pounds overweight, and look at you now. So really anyone can get started at any level,
Yes.
and be successful at it.
Yes.
So some people think, oh, I can't do it. I don't work out, or I'm not coordinated, or excuses. So
Excuses.
yeah.
I hear it all the time now that I'm an instructor. I hear it from my students all the time, or people that I invite to class, and they tell me, well, no, first I need to lose a few pounds, or no, I'm not really flexible, so I can't do yoga. And then I have to remind them that you don't have to be 50 pounds less than you are now. You don't have to be flexible. You actually get to that place once you start doing the practice, because you do burn a lot of calories and you do gain the flexibility. So yes, those are some of the misconceptions about practicing yoga. You don't have to be skinny, you don't have to be flexible. You start where you're at.
Okay.
And it's a journey, it's a practice, and you just don't give up. You continue getting better and better and better as you continue in your practice. And that's what happened with me. It took me a whole year before I was able to do the whole class with my teacher. Before that, I had to take many breaks, and I couldn't look at other people and what they were doing. I had to focus
that's good.
on myself.
That's good.
My own journey. What was my purpose for being there? And my purpose for being there was to take care of me and not worry about what all the other people were doing. So that's one of the things that people can take in with them. When you come to a yoga class, don't worry about what anybody else is doing.
love
Just
that.
worry about yourself. What do you want to get out of life? What do you want to get out of this class right now in this hour? And that's where you start. And then you just go from there. Sky's the limit.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, we found our way on the trail trying
Right.
to do some physical
Trying to-
activity.
Yeah, and this is, take a look at the outcome.
Beautiful here in Southern California. So here we are, we're out here today exercising, trying to get our heart strong and stay in shape. So follow us along the trail.
And don't forget your hiking poles. I'm just trying to keep my balance as I come down this little bitty hill. It has a little bit of a incline on it.
We started praying before we got on this trail because we are in the open, what do you want to call it, Sherry?
Sierra Madre area, Southern California. Yeah, so we kind of like
I'm looking out for snakes. I'm looking
Yeah.
out for mountain lions.
just a great day, right?
We had a good day out here in Southern California.
Oh, I love it. Nothing
Beautiful.
like nature. It's hot, but we made it.
It's hot, but we made it. We had a good walk today on the trail.
Yeah. You gotta come join us sometime.
So Veronica, just thank you for sharing that. Tell us about, I know you have your own studio and your business and you're getting people in shape through yoga. Tell us a little bit about your journey with starting your own studio.
Thank you, thank you. I would love to share my story, because even having a studio, having a business, having started a fitness business, it's a miracle. It really is a miracle. There was a point in my life where I just didn't want to live. I was done with life. And I remember when I first got married to my husband, he wanted me to call the utilities company. And I was so terrified to get on the phone and talk to the person on the other line. I couldn't do it. I was paralyzed because I was afraid to speak to people. And why I even decided to become a yoga instructor, I have no idea, because I was terrified to getting in front of people and all eyes on me, and I had to speak now, and I have to teach people how to do this. And now having my own fitness business is just a dream come true, and it's just been amazing how far God has brought me from not being able to speak to a utilities company person on the phone to now being able to teach 15 classes a week now. I don't even know how many classes a week
And now
I
on
teach.
TV, so you're speaking to a lot of people
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
Yes, and now being able to sit here and speak with you has just been an amazing journey. But the company is just built on passion. That's really why I decided to start my business, is because I'm passionate about what I do. I want to share my story with as many people as I possibly can and show them that you just have to start somewhere and you just keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. And so that's my whole message when the students are in my class. My whole purpose is to be able to encourage people to start somewhere and just keep going. Don't give up. And I use fitness to inspire people and let them know that, yes, you can take control of your life. Yes, you can lose those 10, 50 pounds, 100 pounds that you've been wanting to lose for the last couple of years. And yes, you can keep the weight off if you choose and change your mindset, change your eating habits, become disciplined, and most of all, committed to your new way of life. I think that's the key, is committing to this new life. And no matter what, you're not going to go back. And that's why I started my business.
So have you found that it helps to have cheerleaders or a partner, someone to help you when you get discouraged? Or is it that you have to make your mind up that no matter what, if I'm all alone, I'm still going to do this?
Yes.
I think you have to have that made up mindset that even if I'm by myself and I don't have someone cheering for me, I'm going to do this. Okay. Did you find that along your journey?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's very important to have an accountability partner because it really helps you to stay on track and stay motivated. And knowing that that person's gonna push you or ask you, have you worked out, then that kind of puts a little bit of fear and you want to do it almost, to kind of have something to say and say, yes, I did it. And so having accountability partner is very important to help you stay on track. But yes, there's gonna be a time where you won't have that accountability partner. And it kind of happened with me because at first, both my husband and I were going to the yoga classes. But there came a period in our lives where his life became so busy and he was not able to come with me to the classes anymore. And that's when I had to make that decision and that choice that no matter what is going on in my life, whether I do have an accountability partner or I'm all alone, you can choose to still stay on track and still pursue your fitness goals. What are those goals? Well, you want to live a healthy life. You want to live long years without, being sick and having energy. And so, you have to make a choice that whether you have that accountability partner or not, you're not going to give up because you are committed to yourself. You're committed to your own life, to your own journey. And you have to take responsibility of your own life.
And I would say, it's never too late to start. The sooner the better, of course, but don't use, it's the middle of the year, so I'll wait till January. No, you might want to get started today. If you really, like you said, if you really want to make that commitment, don't keep putting it off. So,
let me ask this. You talk about discipline a lot, and I know we have to be disciplined to do anything, but is there ever a moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to get off my program, I just have to have some ice cream, I have to have some pizza, or I have to have a cheeseburger?
That's just real life.
It's real. So when that happens, how do you handle that? Or do you fall off the wagon and you have a hard time getting back on it? Or help us with that when we have those moments of, I've got to have a cheeseburger. Help us with that.
It happens. It happens. It's happened to me many times in my journey. It still happens to me. My thing is cookies. I love cookies.
Yes.
I love sweets.
Soft cookies.
Yes, soft cookies.
What's your favorite?
I enjoy chocolate chip. And any kind of cookie really that I can get my hands on. So that's my biggest struggle. But one of the things that I've learned in my years of journey now for about over 7 years is that when you do have those downtimes, or maybe I don't really like to call them downtimes, you just gave in
Yeah.
to certain foods, don't beat yourself over it.
Okay.
That's one of the things that I've learned. Because when you, not only did you just eat something you know you're not supposed to be eating, but then when you start beating yourself over it, it just makes it worse. And life is life. You're meant to enjoy life.
Yeah.
And everything in moderation is okay. So then in your process, you learn, okay, I want to enjoy life, but I know that if I eat too much of this, it's not going to make me feel very well. So just remembering how you feel afterwards can help you next
That's a
time
good
not
point.
eat as much of it. And if you do have one of those days, just shake it off.
So don't eat the whole gallon.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Because I know how I'm going to feel if I
Yes.
keep coming through this drive-through. That's going to be a problem.
Yes,
So we need to
yes.
find a new route home.
A new route home, or maybe not having it as often. I still have cookies, but I'll have maybe 1 or 2 cookies versus maybe 15,
the
20
whole
cookies for the whole thing. So yes, you just modify. Don't deprive, don't deny yourself. Just modify how much you eat of it, and don't beat yourself over it. Just shake it off and say, okay, today's a new day. I'm starting from here on out. And that's how you can do it. Every single time it happens, today's a new day. Let me move forward from here.
Let's keep it moving, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you stay motivated? How do you stay continuing to look as great as you do? How do you stay motivated?
You look just like health walking. Yeah, you just look like health walking.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What helps me stay motivated is knowing that I've worked so hard, and it hasn't been just a physical journey for me. It's been an emotional journey. It's been a fight. It's been a struggle. So all of that work and all of that effort that I have put into it, I don't want it to just go to waste. And remembering where I came from and how far I've gotten helps me not want to ever go back there. So that's my motivation. I never want to go back to feeling the way I was feeling. I never want to go back being 50 pounds heavier than I am now. I never want to go back sleeping all the time and not spending time with my family, or getting exhausted, just by walking up the stairs. I never want to go back there. And then just looking at myself in the mirror and seeing how far I've gotten and how much work I've put into it makes me feel motivated to keep on taking care of myself. But not only that, now my biggest motivation now is knowing that I can have an impact on other women's life. I think that's my main motivation now.
They're watching now.
Yes, now people are watching me. People are expecting me to look a certain way. People are looking up to me in a way. And because there's times where I don't want to work out. There's times where I just want to forget about my healthy eating habits. I'm out with my family. I
Couch
just
potato,
Yes.
watch TV.
Yes, there's times where I don't feel like doing that. But when I think about all of the women's lives that I can impact from this point on, that keeps me motivated. And it's something that God has placed in my heart to be able to use my testimony, my life, and what I do now to help empower women and show them that they too can do the same. So now that has become my motivation.
Wow.
Well, we're out of time, unfortunately. So, Veronica, we just want to thank you for coming out and for being a part of today's segment, blessing us with your story, explaining the difference between yoga and Pilates and all the benefit of it. So,
I just want
blessings
to ask
you.
one more question. I know we're winding down on the time, but for someone that's out there now that's struggling with the emotion aspect of it, how would you encourage them? What would you say to them dealing with the emotions? I think it starts within.
Yes.
And a lot of times it shows up on the outside. on things that
Yes.
we do in decisions, but that emotion that is deep within that you struggle with, how would you encourage someone right now?
Yes. For someone that may be dealing with a lot of anxiety, with stress, with depression, I would encourage you and I would tell you that you're not the only one, first of all. There's so many of us dealing with those emotional rooted emotions that stem from traumas in our life. And so if you're one of them out there right now, I would encourage you to believe, first of all, that you do have the power to choose a different life.
I love that.
You're not crazy. You're not less than. You can be whoever you want and you choose to be. And don't believe the lies. Don't believe the thoughts that go through your mind of defeat, of I can't do this is too hard. Why even make an effort? I already know that every time I start something, I can't finish. It's too hard for me. Just never give up. Just keep on going and know that you're not crazy. Have faith. Persevere through all of the challenges. And the more you keep taking those baby steps towards your goals, your dreams, aspirations, you will find yourself that those baby steps eventually allow you to grow and become this powerful person. And it will allow you to get to the point where you never thought you would be able to go. And so don't give up. Whatever you've gone in your life, whatever's gone in your life, don't give up. You are worth it. It is worth it. And you will see the benefits of it.
Wow. Well, I think that's the last question. So now we are out of time for real. But again, thank you, Veronica, and just coming and sharing your testimony and blessing us, encouraging us to either get on the trail or go to the gym or do something just to keep it moving so that we can actually experience the life that we wanted to, just as you have done. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for watching. This is my name.
Amazing.